As you continue to read, one of the things I know we've been working on is understanding the main character and who that main character is. What are some things you know about Greg?
That he knows and thinks he's wimpy because he does not want to participate in any sport because he always just gives up, and he's like the wimpiest kid in the school, I think, because everybody always makes fun of him.
Okay. What else do you know about Greg?
That his brothers always make fun of him and tease him a lot, and they're always really mean to him.
You described two things about Greg. How do you think all those things make Greg feel?
Not very good, because usually he just has a frown on his face. I've never seen him smile in the book.
Do you remember if the author came out and said Greg is unhappy or he's sad?
Mm-mm.
So how do you know that? How do you know that he might be feeling that way?
Because he's always, to me, I can tell by the pictures and the words that the author is describing of him, because he usually says that, this one, he said, I'm officially just giving up, and that kind of gave me a hint that he's just quitting and not trying anymore.
You know what we call that? There's a big fancy name for what you just did just by being a good reader. It's called making inferences. And sometimes the author, like this book, and you showed us, gives us clues throughout the book without even having to tell us exactly what's going on. And good readers pick up on those clues, and you just did that. And that's really going to help you understand how Greg's feeling as you continue and finish reading this book. Do you think he's going to continue feeling the same way?
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think so?
Because the other books that I read that this author wrote of the series, he's always been unhappy.
Okay, so you think it's going to continue?
Mm-hmm.
One of the things I want you to pay attention to as you continue to read are, what other clues do you learn about Greg? And is he going to continue to be unhappy through the rest of the book? And maybe when we're done, we can talk about, were you right? Is he really unhappy? And maybe you can share out a couple more clues you find along the way that help you understand what Greg's thinking. Would that be okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Is there any questions you have for me or anything you need from me?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Our classroom library, how do you choose books that you'd like to read?
Sometimes I've already, somebody's either read them to me or I've just seen them before and I think they're good for me.
Oh, so you like to choose books you're kind of familiar with. Well, Mason, let's put some of these books that you've read in order, or some of the books that you haven't read. Let's put them in order from books that you think would be the easiest to maybe the more challenging ones. Let's sort those books.
These two?
Yeah, you can add those in there. Those are books you read, but let's put them in.
That's on there.
Let me see how you've sorted them. Oh, you chose the worrywarts. That's one we read, so that's pretty easy now, isn't it? Have you heard this one before? Yeah, that's a great story, The Cat in the Hat. Ooh, this one gets a little more challenging, doesn't it?
More than the worrywarts.
More than worrywarts. What made this one a little more challenging than the worrywarts book?
Had more words and stuff and more challenging words.
There were some pretty big words in there. Did you notice any vocabulary words in there?
Not that I know of.
Ooh, and then a nonfiction book about tigers, and then a nonfiction book about sharks. What makes you think this is going to be the most challenging today?
Because it has the most words. There's lots of, the pages are a little smaller, but
So you notice that the pages, the letters are getting smaller.
smaller.
Oh, the words are getting smaller. That is usually a clue that it might get
big words like that.
Ooh, that's a really long word.